This group's blend of doo-wop, jump blues, and gospel sounds formed a key link between early R&B and soul music, despite being largely unknown. The group's commercial success was very limited, with them only having 7 top 10 R&B hits in the 50s. The centerpiece of today's story is all about the 5 Royales. Now, before we start, let's be sure to leave a like on the video, subscribe to the channel, and push that notification bell to be sure you won't miss out on any more uploads. Now without further ado, let's cue that intro. This story begins in 1942 in Winston-Salem, North Carolina, with a locally popular gospel quintet group originally called the Royal Sons. This group included brothers Loman, Curtis, and Clarence Paulin, as well as William Samuels and Otto Jeffries. When the group began to earn regional popularity in the Carolinas that following year, Jimmy Moore replaced Clarence. By 1950, Obadiah Carter and Johnny Tanner had replaced William Samuels and Curtis Paulin. In April of 1952, the group sent the demo to Apollo Records, which at the time had a fine reputation for its gospel songs. The label was interested in the group, but they wasn't interested for them to sing gospel. Instead, they were seeking for a group who was capable of competing with the Dominoes, the Orioles, and the Cardinals. Initially, the group was hesitant to go from gospel to secular music in fear of offending the religious community. At this point, the group altered their name to the 5 Royales. That same year, they recorded their debut section for the label, which included the songs Too Much of a Little Bit,
Thought it was tough. I took a little bit of a drink and that little bit was too much. I've had too much of a little bit. It's about
and Courage and Love.
I still have courage to.
In September of 1952, the group had 2 charted singles with You Know I Know, and Baby Don't Do It.
If you leave me pretty bad, I'll have bread without no meat.
These singles was followed by 2 more singles, Help Me Somebody,
Oh, somebody help me. Get back in there.
and Crazy Crazy Crazy.
She's got a sister named Millie.
After these songs hit the R&B charts, Otto Jeffries decided to step down from touring and as a member of the group to become the group's manager, although he still recorded with the group at the time. Eugene Tanner was brought in to replace Jeffries. From 1952 until 1954, the group was involved in several legal disputes with another R&B group, the Royals, who was signed by King Records. Now initially, it was reported that the Royals was performing as the 5 Royales, but as the group's fame increased, the 5 Royales found themselves on the defensive side. To add to more confusion, at the time the 5 Royales was negotiating a move to King Records. By mid-1954, things had settled down when the Royals changed their name to the Midnighters. In August of 1952, the group and Apollo found Loman Paulin in court suing for overdue royalties. During this time, the group had 6 charted singles such as Too Much Lovin',
Now I'm sad. Too much love is true. Too much love. So mad, so blue.
I Want to Thank You,
Oh, my little darling, come here to me.
I Do,
Same. I wanna know you, baby. Don't you wanna know me, baby?
Good Things,
That I had in my baby.
Cry Some More,
How can I make up with you.
And I Like It Like That. The group's deal with Apollo eventually ended, and they signed a new deal with King Records. During the early 60s, the group released 10 charted singles with Behave Yourself,
I'll try and I'll try to forget you.
Tears of Joy,
Joy dropping from my
Think,
think of all the time that I spent with you.
Say It,
With me, I don't want you well. You don't
Messing Up,
how it feels when your eyes are so shedding tears. I wanna know.
Dedicated to the One I Love,
Away from you, my baby.
I Know It's Hard But It's Fair,
I know it's hard, but it's fair.
I'm With You,
I'm with you. I'm with you all the way.
Please Please Please,
Please, please, please, please, please, don't go.
and a re-released version of Dedicated to the One I Love, which this one peaked at number 81 on the Hot 100 charts. In 1960, the group was sued again by fellow King's Records label member James Brown for the song Think. Following the lawsuit, this caused the group to leave King Records for a brief time. During that absence, the group recorded for Home of the Blues in Memphis, who licensed their masters to VJ and ABC Records. By 1964, the group had released over 100 songs, but unfortunately, they officially broke up in 1965. After years of struggling with alcoholism, Loman Paulin as a night watchman at the Manhattan church before passing away after an apparent seizure that he suffered on December 26, 1973. Otto Jeffries sadly passed away in 1975. Obadiah Carter and Eugene Tanner sadly passed away in 1994. Johnny Tanner sadly passed away in 2005. And Jimmy Moore sadly passed away in 2008. Now, the group was inducted into the North Carolina Music Hall of Fame in 2009. The group was unsuccessfully nominated for the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame in 2002 and in 2004. But it wasn't until 2015 that the group was officially honored as a pioneering group in R&B music. The Five Royales, unlike many other R&B vocal groups, never totally abandoned their church roots. This paved the way for many black singers to perform rhythm and blues songs with the open heart of gospel. Clyde McPhatter, Hank Ballard, and James Brown, to mention a few, was among the performers who benefited greatly from this stylistic crossover. Now, before we go, I have a question for you all. What's your favorite song from the Five Royales?